Being mentally weak doesn't define your character or make you a bad person. It simply reflects certain behaviors you've developed to cope with life's challenges or mental strategies you may not have learned. Let's continue learning other signs and indicators of a mentally fragile person. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the bell button so you won't miss any of our videos. You struggle to motivate yourself to do what you know you should. People who feel emotionally weak often have little control over that inner voice, which leads to impulsive decisions. This voice usually focuses on immediate satisfaction rather than long-term benefits. For example, you might sit on the couch instead of working out or indulge in junk food. You tell yourself you'll find time to improve your life and get healthy, but those plans often fall by the wayside. The key to progress is doing things you don't have to do simply because they improve you. You don't have to hit the gym because you're tired, but you choose to go anyway. You always have a choice, but the real growth in life comes from taking those extra steps. That's how you truly succeed. You often think things won't work out, making you even reluctant to try. People who feel emotionally weak usually start with a no and only focus on the problems instead of the possibilities. This fear of failing keeps you from taking risks, even though trying new things is crucial for growth. This negative attitude can bring down the mood wherever you go. You might feel out of place and tend to follow others rather than lead. Instead of supporting those around you, you often doubt and criticize them. However, you might secretly feel bothered when others succeed, especially when you thought it wouldn't happen. Society tends to value results over opinions, even if those opinions seem correct. If you don't offer helpful solutions, you may not be adding much to the conversation. You struggle to cope with pressure and often feel overwhelmed. When faced with tasks, you tend to put them off until the last minute, which makes it hard to keep your promises. You might find yourself complaining about the stress of performing and succeeding, yet you end up wasting a lot of your time and not getting much done. A world that demands action can lead to feelings of laziness that weigh on you. While some people can handle pressure and become stronger, you might feel comfortable staying in the background. Dealing with complicated emotions is tough for you, and sometimes you wish your problems would just disappear. But ignoring them won't help. The only way to truly overcome these challenges is to face them directly and work through them. You struggle to make decisions. If you spend more time choosing what to eat or watch than it takes for the food to arrive, you may have a problem. This indecisiveness can signal that you're going through a quarter-life crisis, making you question what you should be doing with your life. You feel lost and confused, yet unsure if you want to pursue any of them. This struggle with decision-making isn't just about food or entertainment. It extends to important aspects of your life like career choices and relationships. Each day becomes a challenge, as your inability to decide can leave you feeling stuck, causing frustration and anxiety. Moreover, it can lead to missed opportunities and a sense of regret. When you can't make decisions, you risk freezing in place or handing over control to others who may not have your best interests at heart. This can create a cycle where you feel powerless. You often use jokes or distractions to steer clear of your problems. You hide behind humor instead of facing challenges that require real emotional effort. This might come from past experiences, like using jokes to cover up your own insecurities while others took charge. You may have been known as the class clown, and now people still see you that way, which can be frustrating. You want others to take you seriously, but it feels like they don't understand the real you. Instead of confronting what's happening in your life, you escape into video games, old TV shows, or other activities. For some, this need to escape can lead to relying on substances to help them tune out reality. While using humor can sometimes help, it's important to recognize when it stops being a fun way to cope and starts blocking your ability to grow and connect with others. Finding healthier ways to deal with your feelings or seeking help can guide you to face your issues directly and create a more satisfying life. You tend to blow things out of proportion. People find you unpredictable. It feels like a personal attack when someone calls you out. If there were a competition for overreacting, you'd win gold. You often make small issues seem huge, especially regarding negative experiences. You go into situations expecting to be upset, labeling people before you even meet them. If something doesn't fit with what you want, you take it as an insult. You have a knack for jumping to conclusions, reading into things even when there's nothing there. This tendency makes you overly emotional, and it can make others feel uncomfortable around you. They struggle to be themselves because they're worried about how you might react. Understanding this pattern can help you manage your reactions and create a more favorable environment for everyone. You struggle with apologizing and changing your behavior. You either refuse to apologize or do it so often that it feels insincere. This can lead to strained relationships, as people may feel hurt or frustrated by your lack of accountability. Remember that a half-hearted apology can come across as an additional insult, making it harder for others to trust you. Real change shows maturity and growth. In both your personal and professional life, your words don't mean much without actions to back them up. This inconsistency can prevent you from forming deeper connections and hinder your ability to work well with others. To give a genuine apology, start by acknowledging how your actions affected the other person. This shows that you understand their feelings and the impact of your behavior. Then, be clear and sincere when you say you're sorry. Sincerity is crucial in rebuilding trust. Finally, explain how you plan to correct the mistake or prevent it from happening again. This step demonstrates your commitment to change. Avoid making excuses. If you're explaining, you're not truly apologizing. An apology should focus on the other person's feelings, not defending yourself. After you apologize, make sure to follow through on your commitments to show that you genuinely mean it. This approach helps repair relationships and promotes personal growth and emotional intelligence. It's essential to remember that people appreciate authenticity and are more likely to forgive when they see a real effort to improve. But how about when someone apologizes to you? How can you recognize when the apology isn't sincere? They say the worst kinds of apologies have 4 main parts. First, the person makes excuses, saying it's not their fault. Next, they turn it around on you, claiming you're too demanding or too sensitive. If that doesn't work, they often change the topic completely, bringing up something unrelated to avoid the real issue. Then, they deny doing anything wrong, insisting they're not the type of person to behave that way, even when it's clear they have. Finally, they make it seem like you owe them an apology for criticizing them, getting increasingly upset until they get what they want. They might even exaggerate their feelings, saying they're the worst person ever and shouldn't even try anymore. It can be frustrating to deal with someone who refuses to take responsibility and instead blames you, especially when it's obvious they're at fault. Do you want to see more videos like this? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification button to stay updated on the latest.